Rome had executed many followers of Jesus. Some were crucified. Some were burned alive. Others were thrown to wild beasts in the arena. But one execution shocked even the Roman Empire. According to early Christian historians, the Apostle John was sentenced to a brutal death, not by sword, not by crucifixion, but by boiling oil. A massive cauldron was prepared. The fire roared beneath it, and the crowd gathered to witness the execution of the last living apostle. But what happened next stunned everyone watching, because the man they tried to kill refused to die. Decades had passed since the resurrection of Jesus. Most of the apostles had already been martyred. Peter had been crucified. Paul had been executed in Rome. James had been killed by the sword. But one disciple still remained. John, the beloved disciple who had walked with Jesus, witnessed miracles, and stood at the cross. By this time, the Roman Empire was ruled by the powerful Emperor Domitian. Domitian demanded loyalty and worship. Anyone who refused to acknowledge Roman authority was considered dangerous. Christians refused to worship the emperor. And because of that, persecution began to spread. John continued preaching about Jesus boldly. Crowds listened. Churches grew. And the Roman authorities became increasingly concerned. So they arrested him. John was brought before Roman authorities. They demanded that he stop preaching about Christ. But John refused. His message had not changed. Jesus was Lord, and no emperor could replace him. The punishment would be severe. Roman officials ordered a public execution. A massive cauldron was prepared. Beneath it, a fire was lit. Oil began to boil violently. The heat rose into the air. Crowds gathered in anticipation. This was supposed to be a warning, a message to every Christian in Rome. If you follow Christ, this will be your fate. John was brought forward. The elderly apostle stood calmly. He did not shout. He did not resist. He simply trusted God. Roman soldiers lifted John toward the boiling cauldron. The liquid churned violently. The crowd expected screams. They expected death. But according to early Christian tradition, something astonishing happened. John was lowered into the boiling oil. The fire continued to roar. But instead of dying, John remained unharmed. The boiling oil could not destroy him. The crowd gasped. The soldiers stared in disbelief. The execution had failed. Rome had tried to silence him, but God had preserved him. Even the Roman authorities were stunned. What kind of power could protect a man from boiling oil? If Rome could not kill him, they would remove him. The emperor ordered John to be exiled. He was sent far away to a small rocky island in the Aegean Sea, the island of Patmos. Patmos was used as a prison colony, a place where criminals and political prisoners were abandoned, isolated from society. But even there, John's story was not finished, because on that lonely island, something extraordinary happened. While living in exile on Patmos, John received a powerful vision, a revelation from Jesus Christ, a vision of heaven, a vision of the future, a vision of the final victory of God. That revelation would later become one of the most mysterious books in the Bible, the Book of Revelation. The man Rome tried to kill would instead write one of the most powerful prophetic books in Scripture. Rome tried to silence the message of Christ. They tried prisons. They tried persecution. They even tried boiling oil. But the gospel continued to spread, and the apostle who survived execution would leave behind a message that still echoes through history, a reminder that no empire and no power can stop the plans of God.